Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's Zeke here, back with another story time for you all. I think that y'all will enjoy this one. It's pretty good, and since y'all like the recent story time, I figured that I would do a series of just telling crazy stories about my experiences. Anyway, on to the story. So, so one day back in February of 2020, any other average day, I was sitting in my room just on my phone on social media, texting people, and this one friend of mine texts me asking if he wants to hang out. So let's call this friend Ethan. Ethan's a good guy, but he's the type of person that would just try to get people so fucked up to the point where that they can't like feel their bodies, like drinking, smoking, or just anything. So anyway, I said yeah, and then a few minutes went by, and then I grabbed my keys and I went to his house to pick him up. After I picked him up, we were doing the usual, which was just hanging out with a group of friends, kicking it back, or just listening to music. Then after what we were doing, we Ethan and I wanted something to eat. So we decided to go back to my old place where I used to work at, and then people would have stuff on them like vapes, cigarettes, marijuana, or dab cartridges. After we ordered our food, we pulled up to the next window, and it happened to be one of my closest friends slash old co-workers. So let's call him John. And John looked absolutely blasted out of his mind, and he was so surprised whenever he saw me, and him and I were just having basic conversations, catching up with each other since I haven't seen him in a while. And then he pulls out this. He pulls out a Lion's Breath THC cartridge, and if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much just like the name of it, uh, the battery and the dab pen, and then with the charger. All right. Um, so anyway, he asked me if I would like to hit it. So I said sure, and then he told me to pull up to the next window so he wouldn't get caught once he would hand it to me. After I received it, Ethan told me to do a blinker on the cart, and I told him I can't hit carts like that. It'll mess me up. And sure enough, it did. Um, and then so Ethan proceeds to tell me that he'll just tell me to stop hitting it whenever he decides to. So I was hesitant, but I finally agreed. So I hit the pin for about 8 seconds, and it messed me up pretty well. It scorched my throat, and my throat was just stinging. And then after about 10 minutes later, I told my friend to drive because I just started feeling nauseous, and then my throat was just hurting. While we were on the road, we were lucky to have that no one out at that time was driving due to the weather being snowy and raining. At every stop sign and red light, I would open up the car door and just puke, 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 and puke my lungs out. I felt like I was dying, and the frozen rain and the cold were not helping. They were just making it worse. While all of this was happening, we met up with another friend at his house. So we picked him up, and then we started to drive again. I was uh, dying. Okay. Oh well. Let's move on to the next match. All right. So I was still peaking in the meantime while we were on the road later, and then we decided to drop off our friend first. Then we decided to take Ethan home, but he took himself home because I was still feeling like shit, and I eventually had to drive whenever we got back to his house. So we got back to Ethan's house, and then he made me drive home, of course. But so whenever I got home, I fell asleep in my car, and I didn't wake up until 8 o'clock in the morning. after I woke up, I tried looking for my phone and I looked everywhere for it. Then I finally remembered that I was at my other friend's house before we left. I drove there with my little brother, and then we found my phone that was covered in snow and it died. I I tried turning it on, but it was dead. And then I plugged it to the charger, and then I put the phone right next to the heater, and then it finally powered on. Finally, I went home beyond about my day. And the lesson of the story is to not be like me, and don't do what I did. Just don't make people in your life peer pressure you to make you try different experiences. It's not so fun as you as you might think so. But but yeah, guys, I hope that y'all have enjoyed the story time, and be sure to leave a like and leave a comment and then share my channel to your friends and your family. Subscribe if you're brand new, and I'm gonna try to be uploading videos on a daily. I'm gonna see if I can. I just planned out a new schedule, so I hope that works, and I hope that y'all have a great rest of the day/night. Peace out.